where I do my meaningful sex educational content, fitness, health, nutrition, relationship advice, and more. Hi guys, and welcome to Gage Reviews and to this reaction, well, to that pretty awesome video. And of course, as always guys, I encourage you to go and check it out in the full extent so we can support the original creator of this. And it's a channel that I found out relatively soon. It's called Gamza, and he seems to be a pretty funny guy. And how the heck did I get to this? Well, actually, one of you let me know. So, shout out to Detonator7 who recommended the xeelee sequence or manifold series, which I haven't, checked yet. But first up, we will have the xeelee. And when I tried to research what the heck is the xeelee, this video popped up. So we're going to watch it, we're going to listen, and I'm going to comment what the heck I think about the xeelee and how they compare to Warhammer 40k. Of course, comment on what Gamza has to say. So hi to everybody in the chat, and thanks so much to dear Clayton for the awesome super chat. Thank you, dear Clayton. Thank you. And Chris, hi to you. So guys, I hope that you have a very happy Monday. It's late enough my time, so let's see this.
Hello there, everybody. Welcome to this video. All right, guys. So today we're going to be talking about the xeelee, which is an alien race from a sci-fi universe and a book that is called the xeelee sequence. Now, I wanted to talk about this because you guys keep requesting this.
Gamza, could the xeelee survive Warhammer 40k?
And I'm just sitting here going, you know the answer to this. But for those of you that are unfamiliar with the xeelee, go ahead and buckle up because this ride's gonna get ridiculous. All right, so to really kick off this video, number one, you ain't gonna really see any pictures of the xeelee. Why? Well, let me be a lazy bastard here and read from the wiki, and so that way I can explain to you why. There is no explicit physical description of the xeelee throughout the series. In the novel Exultant, it is hinted that over their exceedingly long history, the xeelee have combined themselves with their technology, and as such, may not have a distinct individual presence that humans would be familiar with. And now, what does that mean? Hell if I know. I guess they've just like fused with their technology or something. They're not even like humanoids walking around or some shit. They're probably like a presence, like a possessed machine or something at this point. And with their level of technology, shit, they probably could look like Roblox characters walking around, for all we know. Alright, now to push this a little bit further to see how ridiculous this gets, let's read this next part of the wiki. The novel Exultant describes the progenitor of the xeelee, referred to as the proto-xeelee, as one of the few survivors of the last phase change. When the universe had cooled enough for atoms to form, the proto-xeelee established symbiotic relationships with other survivors, as well as autocatalytic reactions in the new baryonic matter, thus emerging what would later be called the xeelee. This potentially dates the xeelee to when the universe was only a few 100,000 years old, but with direct knowledge and observations that reaches back to within minutes of the Big Bang. Translation, they're old as shit. This basically makes them at least 13 billion years old. I mean, dude, that even dabs on the Necrons. They could literally look a Necron in the eye and go, biatch, I've been awake longer than you've been asleep. And he
Okay, first up, and thanks dear Clayton for the feedback. I am floored up to this point. I mean, such a description of any race or anything is just so out there that I feel like doesn't make any sense. I mean, I feel like it falls flat because it's so over the top to this point that it's not even compelling anymore. But I mean, okay, let's continue, and maybe I'm going to manage to define exactly how, the xeelee make me feel, so to speak.
He'd be crying too if he still had his eyeballs. But okay, trust me, that ain't enough. We gotta get more extreme, so let's go back to the lazy wiki and let's read some more. The xeelee use primordial black holes as a habitat. What the fuck? Construction tool and computing devices because at the time they emerged, the event horizon was one of the few things that survived from their earlier epochs that they understood. More so, heavier atoms were exceedingly rare because stars had not yet the time to create them through nuclear fusion. As the primordial black holes evaporated, over time the xeelee eventually migrated to using the supermassive black holes around which galaxies were forming. Oh shit, here we go. Although the galactic black holes were trillions of times more massive than their ancestral homes, the xeelee proved to be quite adept at using the complex physics around the event horizon for their purposes. Over the billions of years since their migration, the xeelee have become a ubiquitous part of the complex ecology of the supermassive black holes, along with an unnamed number of other species that are also veterans of the same very early eras of the universe. Join us next time on Dragon Ball Z. Alright, I don't think I'm the one that needs to say this. This is getting ridiculous. These things lived not only in the primordial black holes, but eventually when you got like those massive black holes that formed, then they migrated and started living in those things. Need I remind you that even in the book The Great Works, there is a Catan that literally runs away from a black hole. So even the Catan run away from those things.
Okay, gotta note this book somewhere if I can, get through it someday. But yeah, that is absolutely insane. I'm literally imagining black holes with whole worlds in them, which doesn't make much sense to me right now. But they're super powerful and knowledgeable, so they can like plant a plant plant the seed for a plant like anywhere. It seems it's just like, what are limitations to the xeelee? Actually, there do not exist, I guess.
And the xeelee live in them. And that Catan didn't run from like a super massive black hole. He ran from a tiny one. But trust me, that ain't enough. Now let's go ahead and explain a little bit more about their technology. What I am about to read would make Buttermilk Bob poop his pants. The xeelee are a universe-spanning civilization with instantaneous, faster-than-light time travel to any point in time in the universe, and temporal duplication of ships. Their entire race exists in a time loop that resets at the end of the universe and goes back to the beginning, so their knowledge and technology continues accumulating. Their construction is based on molded time-space or xeelee constructed material or XCM, which is effectively immune to brute force attacks, since it survived in the first moments after the Big Bang and took a hypernova level energies at point blank range without damage.
So what you're saying is that they would actually die to an exterminatus.
Alright, let's continue. They have perfected energy to matter conversion rates by the way of the xeelee flower, an XCM device that converts energy hitting it into matter to allow it to grow exponentially. Sure, whatever. They have starbreakers, gravity wave based weapons which have no recoil due to anchoring themselves in time-space. Nice! They are capable of wiping out entire solar systems and are capable of destroying anything they hit, including XCM, so they can destroy their own material. Although that doesn't seem to add up. Their material is able to withstand basically a Big Bang, but the weapon only has the capability of destroying a solar system, yet it can destroy something that can withstand a Big Bang. I think that weapon should be able to wipe out the universe at that point, or at the very least, a galaxy. So that seems very inconsistent. But Gamza, wait! There's more! and even a handheld pistol version, so I guess that confirms they have hands, that can destabilize and destroy a star relatively quickly. So you're talking about a guy walking around, I just imagine like some Roblox alien walking around with a little pistol. He just shoots the star in your solar system and just kills it.
Oh, please, Gamza, don't you know anything about 40k? That's nothing compared to the bolter. It's 75 caliber and it explodes on impact.
Yes, how could I forget that 75 caliber apparently is the same size as like a Monster energy drink can. You know, that's what I actually like about Buttermilk Bob, that he's essentially like the embodiment of Warhammer 40k lore. It's so inconsistent that every single time you talk to him about bolters and bolter rounds, 75 caliber just keeps getting bigger and bigger and
Yeah. And plus, is it the bigger monster energy can or like the smaller one? That's very important. Okay, this grows in proportion so much like, you know, basically the compelling factor of the xeelee, because once again, if someone, whatever it is that beyond, you know, imagining and beyond any type of a power that actually I ever heard before, I think it's so ridiculous. It's not that interesting. How to say this? It's interesting because it's fascinating, but at the same time it just doesn't make much sense to me at so many levels. I mean, like innerly my whole being is like how to say this, it's like an alarm going. It's very hard to explain. That is like absolute falseness, this is ridiculous, no, or something like this. Still fascinating, but yeah, I don't feel it, like it doesn't ring true and compelling. I mean, it's not true because it's science fiction, but the point is, like for instance, Warhammer, it's you know, it's just compelling because there's so many things that are going on in it, and they're like lower level powers, higher level powers, interesting ways that those powers are, you know, manifested, progression of the story, a mystery, you know, there's so many things going for it. And the xeelee are just like, we were here before everyone were here, and we just became something that you can't even comprehend, and we can destroy everything in ourselves. Nobody else can touch us with a 10-foot times billion pole, something like that, you know. So it's confusing to the mind, let's say. No, thanks, dear Clayton. So the xeelee are in the katana of space. Katana of space, what do you mean? They've taken it so far that it feels unrealistic. Well, Warhammer to me is very unrealistic, but like some parts of it, you know, some other parts that are compelling character, you know, character traits, yeah. I'm a bit sleepy, sorry guys. And you know, some other things about their armor, their beliefs, you know, their fanaticism about their beliefs, a lot of things that are negative human qualities, some good qualities but also negative, and how good qualities also can be used as a negative as well. Yeah, and how, I mean, what can we take from the xeelee that we can even like a little bit relate to? Well, so far at least nothing, but let's continue.
Bigger. I seriously would not be surprised if one day a Buttermilk Bob tells me that 75 caliber bolter rounds are bigger than the Space Marine firing the bolt gun to begin with. But alright, let's go ahead and continue because this gets even more ridiculous. They have almost perfect efficiency computing via using the central black holes of galaxies. They are capable of moving massive cosmic strings to destroy or mold galaxies galaxies and have deconstructed many galaxies for the use of raw material to build the ring. Okay, wait a minute. The ring. Does this confirm that Sauron is a xeelee? Okay, shit. Don't tell the power scaling community. They'd probably power scale Frodo to like multiverse level. Alright. Jokes aside, the ring is a portal to another universe capable of creating dimensions and trapping other beings in them. Said dimensions are configured to the xeelee's own parameters, so they can be virtually anything they conceive. Nice, mate. They are also capable of causing entire galactic superclusters to collide. Alright then, mate. The anti-xeelee is a component of their race which is responsible for initiating and maintaining the time loop, exists as a non-corporeal quantum consciousness, and can transform other beings into similar consciousnesses. Nice! They are capable of instantaneous communication throughout the universe. Okay, so all I can think about right now is the xeelee is exactly what Buttermilk Bob has always thought Space Marines really were. But yeah, if you guys were ever asking the question, could the xeelee survive Warhammer 40k? They would own Warhammer 40k. In fact, they probably created it.
Oh yeah, right, Gamza. Don't you know anything about Warhammer 40k? You didn't even talk about the warp. The warp is beyond space-time reality. Don't you know that a single psyker could wipe out the xeelee from existence? I mean, come on, Gamza. All I gotta do is mention the warp, and it's a free win for Warhammer.
Oh yeah, Buttermilk Bob. We all know how that goes. Just mention demons and psychic powers, and it's an automatic free win for Warhammer 40k.
It's just cranked up to 15, Gamza.
Anyways, guys, I think we know that the xeelee would utterly curb stomp everything, and I mean everything in Warhammer 40k. If you base it off of just feats alone, the xeelee can throw galaxy clusters and destroy them. The Chaos Gods, all 4 of them combined, 5 if you want to include the super secretive one that they don't want to talk about anymore, but let's say all 5 Chaos Gods combined, they can't even take over a single galaxy. That is pathetic. All of Warhammer 40k takes place in a galaxy, and the Chaos Gods can't even combined take over one of them. Hell, even the Tyranids at least are rumored to have eaten everything in their galaxy, so that means that Tyranids by default are better than the Chaos Gods, and who cares about any of that because the xeelee can just destroy all of the galaxy clusters that they want. Uh-oh, wait, here comes Buttermilk Bob again.
Oh, Gamza, don't you understand? The Chaos Gods don't really want to take over the whole galaxy. They just want to play their eternal games.
Yeah, okay, keep making excuses for these weak beings that sit around and do nothing all day. Hell, Khorne assaulted Earth and he still couldn't take it. I mean, come on, this is so pathetic. You are this vast, powerful Chaos God.
Oh, he's omniversal. He can do whatever he wants, Gams. The Chaos Gods are just like infinite in power. They can just throw galaxies and do whatever.
Yeah, so powerful. This idiot threw a tantrum because he tried to assault Earth with his demon forces, and they all got destroyed. Now, you tell me how powerful the Chaos Gods are when one of the strongest, if not the strongest Chaos God, Khorne, literally couldn't even take a single planet. Not from Superman, not from Galactus protecting it, but from a couple of humans. Utterly pathetic. A tiny little deformed, disgusting Xenos scum xeelee baby with that sun pistol could just step up and do a quick draw from his like little tiny little baby holster and shoot your local sun and blow the whole thing up, which would kill Terra in the process. So this literally means that tiny little baby deformed Xenos scum pistol is stronger than all the Chaos Gods combined because they couldn't even take over a single planet. Disgusting. Anyways, guys, I'm going to end this video here. Thank you very much for watching. I'll have more for you later.
Bravo.
Bye.
So so guys, totally go and check the channel Gamza, check the link down below. Yeah, this is really fascinating, like overall, but like I said, what can you really do with that universe? Oh, my apologies, guys. Yeah, it was a long day, but yeah, this is very interesting. So, the xeelee can do anything. They're basically a race of some type of beings that are so powerful they're comparable to gods. Not one of them, but they're like a collective entity now. They're like a, like their own god, basically. Wow. Because what they can do, Chaos Gods cannot do. So they're more powerful than the Chaos Gods. They do sound like they're more powerful than the Emperor himself, at least in some aspects. I don't get why they have to live in a loop. I mean, if it's a loop, how they can acquire new materials to grow, that's kind of confusing. Maybe taking from their own time and space, then repeating it and taking the same things again. I have no idea how that works. Just my mind was like, mind blown. Popcorn in space. The Unihorse has contacts for that. He will make it happen for the right price. Yeah, it's like, apologies once again, guys. It's like, writing that someone or something can do whatever, and that's it. And it's like, okay, who then can challenge them? What's the point of their existence then if they can do anything, but they're only doing it for themselves? So, well, they are creating other galaxies and they're doing whatever they want and maybe creating other realities within those galaxies, but why? To what end? What's the point? If they can acquire more knowledge and with that upgrade themselves and upgrade other races, help somehow the development of the whole universe, reach some profound discoveries. Yeah, but at least on first glance doesn't seem to be the case. If it was the case, then I would be very, very interested. And that brings me to Halo, the new series, which I haven't talked about this in a separate video, but I'm just gonna mention it real quick. I watched the first 2 episodes and they're super interesting to me. They have mystery, they have some kind of a intrigue and this ancient alien artifact that they're both, both the humans and the Covenant are looking for. There's a human that's working for the Covenant and she's very fascinating and weird as well. Kind of reminds me of Khaleesi from Game of Thrones. They have their own language that even sounds like that, the Trachea language and all of that. And when I looked at the Halo lore, it was super, super long, spreading thousands of years, and it was very convoluted to the point where I just lost interest and it wasn't very compelling to me. I mean, it just wasn't what to do. But now the way that the show is done, although it's not very faithful to the original lore, is actually more interesting, by the way that it is done. So yeah, what can I say? Just interesting. I mean, to me, I like it. I'm not attached to Halo as much as, hardcore fans are. I like to try the games. I played the newer one, didn't finish it yet because I just don't have time, but I like what I played. But in terms of story, it always felt flat to me, and it was in between generic and interesting. So it kind of felt like unfulfilled potential. But now with the TV show, I just really like it. What to do? I like it. I get why Master Chief took his helmet off as well. So yeah, very interesting. What's it there, I guess. And thanks, dear Clayton. Yes, I agree. I lost it too a bit with the games. I do find the series more compelling so far. Yeah. He's probably the xeelee himself. Yes, the Yeti horse from Assassin's Creed. Oh, this is the new xeelee. Yeah, the Yeti horse has become a meme for a bad character, funny-looking creature, let's say. So, guys, that's gonna be it for Monday. But let's see what tomorrow holds, and what can I do tomorrow. And if God willing, everything is fine, me and my dear friend Logan are going to check both the Lost World movie and Morbius on Thursday, because there's a there's a promotion on Thursday for 2D movies only, because like movie tickets get more expensive as everything else, and if we are patient, which this time we are, we're going to wait to that day to see both movies at the same day. So yeah, that should be fun. And then if you're not super groggy, we're gonna do the reviews of both things, and yeah, it should be very fun. I'm just looking forward to the last world mostly because it just needs something funny and lighthearted. It you know just a comedy that has funny stuff in it, jungle stuff. Watching Uncharted now, this looks more colorful, more fun actually than Uncharted. So yeah, I can't wait. So that's it, just to inform you guys. And Morbius, by the way, has terrible reviews. But since we are very, very good in terms of comic book knowledge and all of that, and we actually seen the 90s animation with Morbius, it was one of my favorite characters actually, because he was never like truly the villain. He was just fascinating to me. So I'm curious to see how the movie is done, and if it's really that bad, I'm not sure, guys. I really have to see for myself and have my own opinion about it. Xeelee actually sounds like a name of a yummy snack. Well, to me it sounds like a gummy, like not gummy, but like a Jello bonbon or something. Thanks, yeah, we hope so too. So once again, huge gratitude to Clayton for the super chat. Check the links down below, guys, if you'd like to support me on OnlyFans, where I do my meaningful sex educational content, relationship advice, fitness, health, nutrition, and a lot more. Till next time, make it reviews, guys. Bye bye.